I don't think it matters which one you get first. Right? Oh, I misclicked! I misclicked. Whoops. I thought this is why the invasions need to be on your side of the battlefield. Why is this invasion on my opponent's side of the field? This is my permanent. What's going on, guys? Doomwake here, and welcome back to some more standard content on the channel. Today, we're gonna do our best and try our hardest to put Omniscience into play. Some people are interested in that. Not everybody. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But today we're going to be showcasing Omniscience and the broken things that you can do with that. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. Need some singles for that upcoming RCQ? Cool Stuff has got you covered. Be sure to use promo code DOOM at checkout for 5% off of your next order and this really awesome exclusive Doomwake Rhino token. Unfortunately, maybe not going to get so much use out of it nowadays without Crushing Footfalls in Modern, but it is still a really sweet token. Cool Stuff is also now offering full service selling. No sorting required. Take your collection, ship it over to Cool Stuff, no fees, fast payment. Cool Stuff has got you covered. Send us your cards, we'll do the rest. And with that out of the way, let us take a look at this lovely Omniscience deck, which kind of picked up in popularity over the weekend of Atlanta. There was an individual by the name of Ryan Normandin, I believe, and they piloted this deck list to a 10-5 finish, and I believe they got the list from somebody else, and then there was an individual who copied the list, won a challenge on MTGO, so it's been picking up a little bit in popularity. Now, the concept of this deck is relatively simple. A lot of self-mill and discard. So Chart a Course, Fallaji Falafel Archaeologist. We'll call it that. Moment of Truth, Picklock Prankster, and Confounding Riddle. So you have 20 ways to manipulate the top of your library in some fashion. Most, if not all of these cards also replace themselves, so you're digging towards that Abuelo's Awakening while also trying to put Omniscience in the graveyard. Speaking of Abuelo's Awakening, it's a 4-mana sorcery. You get to reanimate an artifact or non-aura enchantment, and then it becomes a 1/1 spirit with X +1/+1 counters. You're going to be casting it for 0 basically all of the time, unless you have extra mana floating around that you don't need for some reason. So it's basically going to be 4 mana, put an Omniscience into play, but make it a 1/1. Which is kind of awkward, because it makes your combo a little weak to the card Torch the Tower and Cut Down. So that's a little scary. But once you have the Omniscience in play, if you have a card like Confounding Riddle and your opponent only held up 1 mana, you can just counter the shock or the Cut Down for free with Confounding Riddle to then continue going off on the combo. A little bit of interaction here, just a little bit, not too much. Ephara's Dispersal, it costs 1 mana if it's targeting an attacking creature, and then it's return a creature to its owner's hand, surveil 2. Very good, because it digs you 2 cards deeper, it can graveyard Omniscience, can find you Abuelo's Awakening, while also interacting up the curve. So, fantastic card to play. If you're going to play as little interaction as possible, this is probably the best one. And then the last card that we have to talk about here is Invasion of Arcavios. This is your combo card. So once you have Omniscience in play, you cast Invasion, which lets you search your graveyard, library, or outside the game, not in your binder, but in your sideboard, you can go get an instant or a sorcery card, right? So when you first cast the Invasion, let's say you have Omniscience in play, you go and get Season of Weaving. Season of Weaving, for 5 pause, you're going to use the 3 and the 2 mode to return each non-land, non-token permanent and choose an artifact or creature and make a token that's a copy of it. So you're going to choose the Omniscience, you're going to make a copy of the Omniscience, then you're going to bounce everything else back to your hand, including the Invasion. So now the battlefield is, they have ideally nothing, you have a Omniscience, that is a token. So now for future Season of Weavings, that one can't get bounced, because Season only bounces non-token permanents. Then you recast the Invasion of Arcavios. This time, you're going to go and get Unnerving Grasp. Unnerving Grasp, you get to return the battle to your hand, Manifest Dread. You then recast the battle, pick up the Season. Cast the Season for free. This time, you're going to make a copy of the Manifest Dread token. So now, your battlefield is copy of 2/2 token, copy of Omniscience, battle in hand. You're then going to play the battle, pick up the Season, cast the Season, copy the 2/2, pick up the battle. Now remember, when you're doing this, once you make the first 2/2 token, every other Season you cast, not going to bounce the tokens. So now you've demonstrated a loop where you can then just make infinite 2/2s. And not only that, you can also draw your entire library. Because once you've made infinite 2/2s, you can then use the Season to use the 3-paw mode to return each non-land non-token permanent, but also draw 2 cards, because you can 1-paw to draw 1 card. So you can make infinite 2/2s and draw your whole library. You don't actually have a way to kill the turn that you go off. But what you can do is on the very end of the loop, once you've drawn, say you leave 5 cards in your deck, you've drawn most of your deck, you can pass the turn with 4 Confounding Riddles and the negate in your hand. So your board is infinite 2/2s and 5 counterspells that are all free, which I would assume can beat 99.9999% of things. I'm sure there's some extremely convoluted set of things that lineup can't beat. Let me know in the comments, but that is the plan. I don't think you need to kind of gum up your sideboard with the heroic reinforcements just to make sure that you kill them the turn you play that, because, again, who's beating infinite 2/2s and 5 counterspells? The sideboard, you have some looters here, which are kind of strange, but 2 Kitsa, 1 Rona, which I believe comes in the heavy interactive matchups. Grand Abolisher, same thing if they have a bunch of counterspells, cut downs, and things like that. Abolisher being able to shut all of that off is huge. And it's very important because Abolisher says they can't activate abilities of artifacts, which means if you have this in play, they can't Ghost Vacuum you, and that is huge. Exercise and Get Lost, mostly here to kill Rest in Peace. Temp Lockdown, really good against the Esper Pixie and blue-black decks, so... And then you have the combo pieces, which are Grasp, Season, you got to play those. And then the Negate, that one is sort of like a combo piece because you want to make sure you have a hard counter at the end of the combo. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Mana base, nothing too crazy. I mean, for Archive, pretty straightforward because you want to be putting Omniscience in the graveyard and then a bunch of blue-white lands. So that is it for Omniscience. And we are going to try our hardest today to put that Omniscience onto the battlefield. So you're not going to want to miss this one. And stick around. I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Yo, Stormbreath Dragon? That's a name I have not heard in a long time. You guys remember when Stormbreath Dragon used to be in the cube? I remember. Those were good times. Bring back Stormbreath in the cube. No, that was Spike. The only person on this channel to ever scam a Gamba was Spike. But that was, you know, that wasn't my fault. There's nothing I could have done to prevent that. I mean, it's pretty true. I think it's pretty true. Warden. How does a deck win after you get Omniscience out? So you play the blue Invasion that is Cunning Wish, which searches your sideboard for a spell. And then the spell you go and get is... Where'd it go? This one. So return 1 permanent to its owner's hand, Manifest Dread. So you then return the Invasion, make a 2/2, replay the Invasion, pick this up, return the Invasion, make a 2/2. So it makes infinite 2/2s. You can also Season to bounce all of their non-token permanents. And then at the end of the chain, just go get Negate to hold up a counterspell for their Wrath. That is fine. It is kind of cool that at the end of the chain, you could just go get a counterspell. I do like that a lot. So it's like you have a guaranteed out to them having a Wrath. All right. Omniscience. Omniscience. Hold. All right, chat. We're doing the thing, okay? We are doing the thing. Now, it's not guaranteed, because we do have to find the invasion, but we'll at least do our best. They said good game. I can still brick. I can brick. I don't think it's likely that I brick, but well, there's one invasion down. Oh shit, I forgot that Picklock can't get invasion. Right. Okay. So now we do this. I forgot that Picklock cannot get invasion. This. Okay. Oh, this can get back the invasion, right? Are these not? These aren't enchantments? Oh, right, they're battles. Never mind. Right. So hand, graveyard bottom. Check my Twitter DMs. What if I don't want to? I don't usually use Twitter anymore. This looks at 4. This one looks at more cards. Okay, well, hello? Invasions, where are you? There we go. Okay. We finally found it. Jesus Christ. We had to go through a lot of our deck. Wait, now that I'm thinking about this, we only have 15 cards in our deck. Wait. Is that bad? Wait, that's bad, right? Copy with the season? What do you mean? Return each nominally unknown token permanent to its owner's hand. Season makes infinite Omni? What are you talking about? Oh, because you season to pick up... Oh, okay. So you do this first, right? Token Omni. I don't think it matters which one you get first. Right? Oh, I misclicked! I misclicked. Whoops. I thought this is why the invasions need to be on your side of the battlefield. Why is this invasion on my opponent's side of the field? This is my permanent. I was bouncing my own permanent, okay? This is not my fault. This is just game mechanics. Well, now we're fucked, huh? Now we're kind of fucked. I'm just gonna mill my whole deck at this point, right? Graveyard bottom. I have 7 cards in library. I can just find the other invasion, though, right? And that's still fine. I think we're still fine, right? I think we're still fine. Okay, so search my sideboard, right? Sideboard, get season. And then we go season, return, return copy, right? Copy here, return all, and then I can go invasion, search my graveyard, get back. There's the grasp. I have 5 cards in deck, so now we can go return this. I think I figured it out. And then I just make infinite copies of the 2-tier, right? No, because the Omniscience is just going to get bounced back again. So graveyard. All right, I figured it out. Okay. Return, copy. Oh, I see. Okay. And then, yeah, you just make it, but it face down 2/2s. Graveyard, get this. Okay. All right. All right. All right. We figured it out. Jesus Christ. Misclicked and it didn't matter. All right. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I mean, it was a tactical misclick. That's what happened. What do we want against blue-white Convoke? Blue-white Convoke, huh? I don't know. What's their interaction look like? Sometimes they have Rest in Peace. They probably have some amount of Get Lost to kill Omniscience at instant speed. The thing is, Abolisher is not very good against Rest in Peace. Exercise not very good against Get Lost. So maybe I just want to bring in the answers to Rip. Cut like 2 of these and try cutting 1 of these. See how that goes. I just want to make sure I have enough answers to Rip. Probably I would say it's probably not more reliable than Dimir Doomsday. Because at least the Dimir Doomsday has like a better backup plan of just casting demons and stuff. Mora, thank you for the prime. Appreciate the sub. Thank you very much. Novice Navidad. Okay. Exercise gives us an out to Rip. We'll keep that. It's not bad. No, we're talking about the Phyrexian Jace Rabe. I wanna go back. I wanna go back. It's at least blocks. I don't know if I'm gonna block this turn, but I might. Hey, what's up, Needy? I ended up just so it's funny. There's actually a prize drop off between 32nd. It's top 32, so 32nd and 33rd. There's a $200 prize difference. But for top 32, I got 550, which not bad. Pretty good weekend. And all of top 128 also got the foil Tear the Peaks promo, which I've seen online. The dealers were offering 250 on site, but I've seen online that people are selling it for almost 1,000. Well, you know. I guess I'll do that. Do this. No, there's no invites. There's no RC invites, no PT invites, nothing like that. I mean, I'm going for it. Hold. There we go. See, I did it, and I won't misclick this time. Search your sideboard. I will get Unnerving Grasp. Alright, they don't want to play anymore. Easy. Easy. You know what I found kind of surprising too? Even the non-foil version was still kind of expensive. The dealers were buying the non-foil version for like 30. I didn't know Terror of the Peaks was that expensive. Is it just commander bait? It's going for 90? Jesus Christ. That's insane. Even for the non-foil? That's wild. Yeah, I didn't sell my non-foil yet either. I actually have a friend locally who does like a bunch of sales on TCG. I may have him try to list it because he has some cred, some street cred. So I might try to have him list it for me and see what he can get. I don't need a second invasion, right? Let's take this. Tanny, what's up, buddy? Thank you. How you doing today? One hell of a weekend, right? You said you missed it? You didn't miss it in my heart. Okay, that's all that matters. Yeah, I will say this, and like not necessarily that my deck is super hard to play a lot of times, but I kind of played out of my mind this weekend. I don't think I've ever had like a sequence of like several matches in a row where I've played that well. Again, like my deck's not super hard to play, but I feel like the decisions that were close, I definitely made the correct ones most of the time. You know, honestly, the best part about GPs too is just seeing a bunch of the faces. You know, I got to see a bunch of people there that I haven't seen in a while, like Ross, Todd, um, just like just seeing everybody. You know. So they're holding up Cut Down. Is that what this is? How do I beat Cut Down? Well, I guess. Oh, I could just counter with Riddle, right? Yeah, that's fair. And now I can bounce both, which is nice. Well, no, this is just worse if they have Duress. They might have Duress main deck. I'll just take this. And this is playing around Duress. That's what this is. Like, the Shelly actually doesn't matter, does it? I don't think it does. We're not drawing cards in the combo. Sure. I don't think any of this matters, but right, yeah, we can bounce the Shelly when we cast Season. Yeah, I know it's Cut Down. They've been holding up a mana the whole time, so I know they definitely have Cut Down. Counter target spell, unless its controller pays 4. Invasion of Arcavios. Does it matter which one you get first? I guess the Season's better. Right? Season, make a copy of Omniscience. Sure. I don't know if it matters which one you get first, but... Well, can't you just return the Grasp over and over again? Create a token that's a copy of it, this one. Because even without doing the Season stuff, you can just return Omniscience over and over again, right? You just go Grasp, return the Invasion, manifest, replay the Invasion, get back Grasp, pick up Invasion, so on and so forth. So you don't need the Season. So I guess my question is, what is the point of Season? Just to like bounce a bunch of blockers if they have that? I guess that's fair. Yeah, because you just want to be able to clear their blockers. Oh, because the Season can make copies of the 2/2 without having to like actually manifest. So this is infinite 2/2s without milling your deck, which that makes sense. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, Golgari, huh? I'm just gonna try I don't know. I'm just gonna try this. I don't really know what other sideboard cards they have besides Throwback. I mean, just generic removal spells. Do you board an Abolisher against every black deck? I'm assuming that's maybe you should. This hand's kind of hit or miss. It's mostly a miss. It's good if we can find a chart, of course. Let's keep it. Okay, not a chart. Well, that also works. I like 2 even interrupters in the board over Rona and one of the guy who stops your opponent playing spells on your turn. The Abolisher. So you're saying that I crafted 2 Abolishers, but I only needed to craft 1? So instead of -2 KEKW, it's only -1 KEKW? I see. But I did still use the other wild card, to be fair. Okay, what is this hand looking for? I'm just going to do this first. Uh-oh. Well, it was looking for one of those. I guess I should have cast the Moment of Truth. Yeah, you could play Heroic Reinforcements if you felt like you wanted to kill them that turn. You don't have to, though, right? Because at the end of the combo line, right, you're making infinite 2/2s, you're bouncing all of their permanents, and then on the last invasion trigger, you just go get negate. So, like, I don't think it's necessary to play. I don't think you have to play. What do you call it? Like the Heroic Reinforcements. Oh, that's a good point too. You just get all of your what's it called, their Confounding Riddles. So you just get a million. You just go get a million counter spells. Well, I can't counter that. Kind of surprised they would attack with bat here. Should I moment first? Yeah, I think I should moment first. Because I don't want to mess with the surveil. So hand, graveyard, bottom. And then we can disperse the bat, and we just need to find Abuelo. Abuelo! Easy. Wait, is this deck just broken? Is this deck legit just broken? It might be. Sideboard. Here's this. I'm going to make 3 Omniscience. Just in case. This doesn't even matter, but... Oh, no, I guess it does, because I need to do this. Yeah, okay. Right. Manifest. Guess this. Are we having fun? I mean, I'm having fun. There's also no reason to cast the Omniscience, because I'm just gonna keep looping the season, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep looping the season. So what's the point of casting the Omniscience? Graveyard. Opponent, I'm not sure you can beat infinite 2/2s plus infinite counter spells. They're gonna try though. I'm chilling. I'm having a good time. I'm just clicking buttons. I am just simply here to click the buttons. That's all I'm doing. I misclicked. Whoops. Okay. Well, I guess we have to go find another invasion. Okay, didn't matter. Streamer misclick didn't even matter at all. Graveyard, click. This. Copy. I just wanted a second invasion, that's all. Copy more tokens. Oh, right, because you can get this back. Then you can get the season back. Then you grasp. Okay, yep. Graveyard. This. Then you grasp. Well, this doesn't even... No, this doesn't really matter, right? You're not making more 2/2s because you're just bouncing the... You're just bouncing the face down card anyways. Oh, but you can actually just draw your whole deck this way. Because every time you're manifesting, right, you're picking up the card that you're manifesting. You know what I mean? Because, like, you manifest a spell, you pick up the spell, you know what I mean? Like this. Copy this. Season has a draw mode on it? Yeah, but I'm not trying to draw my whole deck, right? I mean, I could just do that by manifesting now. Isn't that the same thing? I will say, this deck is kind of annoying to play in Arena. There's a lot of clicks. You had to write about this deck today, and writing the combo gave me a light headache. Yeah, it's a lot to explain, especially for people who like don't know what the cards do, and like you have to like cast them in a very specific order. It does seem like a lot to explain. I'm gonna have to go to discard too, right? They do really enjoy watching this. I mean, I'm just getting my dailies. If I have a daily that's cast 20,000 blue spells, I'm good. I'm at least halfway there. Yeah, I mean, this is infinite 2/2s, draw my deck, you know. That's what's going on here. I really just want to find like 2 riddles. Once I find 2 riddles, I'll pass. Oh wait, I can just pick up the riddles. Hold on. Right, I can just pick up the riddles. I'm just like I forgot I could just pick up the riddles off of the invasion, right? Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna do this. So graveyard. I'm getting a little bored. Oh wait, I don't have riddles? Okay, never mind. We can't do that then. I thought I had riddles in my graveyard. Yeah, I can just tutor for negate. Sideboard, negate. Oh, I have a riddle in the board. Right, okay. So let's do that. Oh, you can just search your library too, right? Yeah. All right, I'm good. I pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Discard 5? All right, go. I pass with 3 counter spells. Need Blightsteel in here? Ooh, so you can never deck. You could also manifest the Blightsteel. I mean, the counter spells are also face up. They know that I have them. I think realistically, they probably just went to go take a dump. I think that's what happened. I'm going to assume that they have left their computer. Yeah, Jace in town, you could do that. The only thing that I don't like about Jace is you can't fetch Jace off of this. So like you have to just put a Jace in your deck, which is fine, right? Because you can draw your whole deck once you've established the loop. So you basically draw your whole deck, eventually find the Jace town, like mill them for 12, or town bounce Jace invasion back town, play Jace, mill them for 12, town bounce Jace invasion, so on and so forth. But it requires what? 1 Jace in your main deck? Is that fine? If you could tutor for Jace with invasion, I would like it a lot more. The thing is, you just don't have to do that, mini pet. Can you name me a situation where you pass the turn to your opponent with 12 2/2s, or infinite 2/2s for that matter, and hold up 5 counter spells where they can beat that? Like, there's just no situation where, where that's going to lose you the game. That is true. You do have to wait till they're done roping. That is the worst part about it. That's a good point. You do bring up a very good counterpoint. Yeah. Maybe the clock online. Maybe on like MTGO or something. I mean, I made 12 2/2s and I didn't rope a single time, so like it doesn't take that long. Oh, I gotta click them. I don't even know what the backside of invasion does. This hand's missing chart, of course, but I think it's fine. 2 tap lands kind of awkward, I guess. What does the goose do? I know what the goose does. Honk. Oh, we honking. Does anybody have any idea what sound a goose makes? Any idea whatsoever? Oh god, the mirror match. Okay, so this is weird. What happens if we both make infinite tutus? Because that might happen this game. I don't even want to think about that. I really don't want to think about that, but it's probably going to happen. Yeah, who has faster APM? Whoever can make more tutus. This is going to suck. This is really going to suck. Okay, well, being realistic though, right? Let's assuming we're playing this in paper, where chess clock is not any sort of a consideration. How does this actually resolve in paper? Like, I'm not sure it does, because neither player can answer the tutus, because season only bounces non-tokens, right? Well, that's not even true, because if you make infinite tokens, oh, because then you could just counter my Abuelo. Yeah, sure, okay, that's fair. That's a good point. Yeah. I guess there's never a situation where you're making infinite tutus and not having a counterspell in your hand. Okay, that's a good point. It's kind of a 5-head play. But let's just say hypothetically, right? Again, pure hypothetical. Player A makes infinite tutus, right? Maybe doesn't have a counterspell in their deck for whatever reason. Or doesn't have one in their hand. They just like F6, right? Player B also makes infinite tutus. How does that game resolve? Like, it just doesn't, right? Because neither of you can attack. It's a weird one, right? You have to specify a number? Yeah, that's fair. Qui-Gon! I know what that button does. Thank you for the prime. I kind of have to just take this and hold up Counterspell next turn, right? Because they have this, so yeah. So it is your turn, because I would not like to die. Yeah, you have to choose a number. So I guess the first person to make tokens would choose a number. The second player to make tokens would choose a bigger number. But then the first person could also just make more tokens, right? Like it just doesn't ever end. Like the game likely ends in decking, you know. Assuming let's just assume that neither player has counter spells, you know what I mean? What am I missing? I mean, I'd like this Shard of Course, but I can't cast it next turn. So we'll go Graveyard Bottom. Yeah, I would guess that game would come down to decking, presumably. Honestly, I think just lands are good. Because I think this game might come down to who misses a land drop first. I'm pretty sure I'm at a disadvantage, because they already have the Abuelo, and I don't. So they kind of have everything set up. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it would just be whoever decks first. Season is a sorcery. Player A has Hexproof, Spike Feeder, Heliod, or some other way to gain infinite life at instant speed, passes turn. Player 2 establishes infinite mana and a walking ballista, or some other way to deal infinite damage. Who wins? Does the game end in a draw? Well, I guess neither player would go for it at that point. Yeah, maybe I want this actually more than the land. I really don't want to miss a land drop next turn, though. So let's do this. Discard this. And then pass. This is a weird-ass game. Active player has to break the loop if they can. Well, no, I guess the Ballista player would win, right? Because the Spike Feeder will eventually run out of counters. Well, I guess if they have infinite mana floating, right, you would go counter on Ballista, player A would respond. Well, yes, you just wouldn't respond with Feeder, but then the Ballista could kill the Feeder and then kill them. So yeah, the Ballista player would win at that point, I think. Kind of depends on when the infinite mana comes out, or like what the order is. No attacks. The disrespect. Alright, Abuelo has been located. Wait, did they miss a land drop? That's huge. So, this is counter unless you pay 4? So, we are passing again. I mean, we have the setup, but I have to wait till I get to 8 mana. The good news is, I'm going to get to 8 mana before they do. Sure, that's fine. Again, I think the choke point here is mana. Because I have 8 mana, which means I can go Abuelos pay 4. But that they might also find a second riddle by the time I do that, so we'll see. Depends on if they hold up 6 mana that turn. Yes, we are Vulcan. Now, we're not doing that here, because we assume they have a counterspell, but uninterrupted, yes, we have been comboing turn 4 pretty consistently. This deck feels very powerful. I guess I'll just do this. It's kind of worth it. You can combo out now. Oh, right, I just have 7 mana. Yeah, you're right. Because then I just counter their counter. They can't do anything about that, right? Yeah, you're right. Alright, the riddles face up. Counter target spell. I did not misclick. Alright, now we get to click buttons. Sideboard. Season. Yay, clicking buttons. This is where it gets kind of boring. Graveyard. This. Are we having fun? Graveyard this. So the thing is, I do have to find the counter spells at some point, right? So like I can do all of this, but after I make a bunch of tutus, I still have to figure out a way to find counter spells. So how do I do that? Just draw 5, maybe? Oh, okay. I see. Hold on. I can, yeah. I can just draw my whole deck this way, right? Okay, so we go, return, draw 2. Yep. Okay. I figured it out. Yeah, or just the counter in the graveyard, but I can do this for a little bit. Just like draw a couple cards, and then eventually find the counter spell. That's true. It does go faster with 2 invasions, because then I could just start rebuying counter spells off this. Get this. I thought I had a third invasion. I guess not. All right, we're good. We are good. I think you're best off just running a heroic reinforcements in your sideboard. See, the thing is, I just don't really think I can't think of a situation where you need that. Like, yes, I know it's faster, but like, can you possibly? Nobody has come up with a situation yet. Nobody has come up with a situation that they described where infinite 2/2s plus 5 counterspells is not good enough to win. Like, I just don't. I can't really think of a situation where that's not good enough. Yes, it's faster, but, it's just, I don't know. It's just taking up sideboard space that you don't need to take up. Cavern of Souls and Harvester of Misery. Are there any decks that have those two cards in them? I mean, I guess you're not wrong. But you could also maybe just play, like, a different counterspell on the sideboard. Is there, like, a thing in Standard that's, like, return target spell to its hand? Is there anything like that? I don't know if there is. Yeah, like a subtlety or a reprieve kind of thing. Because if that exists, that might just be better than negate. The hell did we do in the mirror, by the way? Sudden Setback. What's that card do? Sudden Setback. 2 UU instant, target spell 9, permanent sometime. Yeah, see, like something like that, That could be the counter spell that you go and fetch. And that beats Cavern Harvester. Sphinx of the Final Word Pyroclasm. I don't think they'll have 9 mana. I would like Get Lost. And I think the negate and board out. I don't want to cut Riddle, honestly. I want to cut Chart, just because I don't really want to be tapping mana on my turn a lot, I think. Oh, sure, they just need their own Omniscience. Okay. I mean, if they have an Omniscience in play, things are probably not going well for me, I would guess. That's a good point. This could be an Abolisher matchup. Actually, it probably should be. I didn't think about that. That's a very good point. Kind of awkward that Fallaji and Picklock can't find lands. So I think I maybe just chart here. It's awkward charting without the Omniscience in hand, but... Spellscorn Coven. Well, that card doesn't work because you can't search for adventures off of Arcavios. Arcavios only gets instants or sorceries, so you can't fetch for adventures. So it has to be something that you can find off of Arcavios. Because after you go through the loop and make infinite 2/2s, your last invasion goes and finds the counterspell. I think I just passed now? They have Omniscience in the graveyard? They do. Alright, I have to pass. I didn't get a chance to watch the feature match, but I did see that somebody told me that it was played on camera. Did they win that match? I know Ryan ended up finishing 10-5. See, you say that, but I went and looked and I couldn't find it, so. I looked on Twitter and I didn't have any DMs. I'm just saying. What are we doing here? I probably just have to play 2 spells. This might be a tap out turn and just pray. Well, would have been nice if I had drawn the Riddle for turn. They definitely don't have a second Abuelo's Awakening, right? They definitely don't have a second Abuelo's Awakening, right? Yeah, I checked my Twitter DMs and I couldn't find it. Alright, Dedge. Dedge. Well, he did unban the word. In celebration, okay? Maybe they don't find the invasion? It's extremely unlikely, right? You never know, though. It could happen. We do have them beat in the Omniscience art department, at least. Which is nice. I like that. That's at least a +1. Alright, I'm dead. I'm dead. This mirror match is fun, isn't it? Okay, so I was told... What was I told? Let me go back and look at the message. -4 Dispersal. +3 Abolisher, +1 Negate. Okay, sure. Makes sense. Dispersal does seem pretty bad. I mean, my opponent got to, like, Dispersal their 2-drops in game 1. That was kind of cool. But they spent a lot of time doing nothing, and, like, Dispersal on the 2-drops is nice, but it doesn't find your... It doesn't hit lands, and that's kind of important. This hand is sketchy as hell. This hand is sketchy as hell. If he pylons into... Well... Pylons into an island isn't... Nah, it's not bad. Because then we can go chart onto Abolisher on 3. I think I'm keeping this. It's risky as hell, but... Definitely don't want that. Please, Lord, no. Well. So, mana base, huh? Okay. Do we just play the Abolisher now? Yes, I think I do. Eh. I don't know, maybe that's worse than just going for some sort of dig spell there. Grand Ass Polisher. Look, you said that. I didn't say that. I could Abuelo's Awakening another Grand Ass Polisher. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. Alright, so probably chart here. I'm actually not attacking first in case I draw Omniscience. Don't need second invasion. You know, I'm actually not going to attack. No, it's fine. I was going to say no attack in case they kept in Dispersal. But even if they did Dispersal, they can't Dispersal and play a dig spell this turn, so... I mean, we're cooked if they have the kill, but... Okay. We're blast-loading the Abolisher. What's up, Sonic Youth? I did see that version. I'm not sure what to think about that. So for folks who don't know, there was a version of Cage that won the 10K on Sunday. It was from Charles Eiler, and Charles's version had 3 Parting Gust and 4 Tender Wild Guide and 4 Virtual Loyalty. They had no Get Lost, no Sheltered by Ghosts, no Whitley Fleege's main deck. So some very, very interesting changes. I don't know if I hate it, but I also don't know if I love it. I do kind of like the idea of Gust. Hello? Arena, please? Okay, at least I drew a counterspell this turn. That helps. Running out of invasions. John 1028. Why did Brian take so long to read that message? John, thank you for the 29 months. What did I learn for Atlanta? I learned that Celestia Cage busted. That's what I learned. We ended up going back and watching some of the feature matches that I had. Some interesting plays. I think I could have maybe made a couple of different plays, but it was good. I had a great time. I had a blast. Magic is so back. Magic is so unbelievably back. Oh, thanks, Muppet. Alright, do we think they have a counterspell? Surely not, right? Where are we attacking? Because I didn't want to let them pay 1 mana for a Dispersal as opposed to 3 mana. I mean, I may sound confident when I say this, but I do think Cage is like one of the best decks in the format. As long as you can dodge Sunfall. I think Cage like legitimately has a very good matchup against everything else. Like, I like my red matchup, I like my Dimir matchup, I love my Pixie matchup. Against those decks combined, I went 4-0 against Pixie, 2-1 against red, and 1-0 against Dimir. So I guess we just decline. I already have one in the grave. This is fine. Hey, what's up, Ride or Die? How is the Lantern control matchup? I don't know, man. Why do you ask questions like this? But yeah, no, deck was phenomenal all weekend. I do want to change a couple of cards in the sideboard, and I have also been thinking about... I'm probably going to do a sideboard guide that's probably going to get released on Patreon, but I have to set up the Patreon first. So, and I don't know exactly when I'm going to have it out, because I want to spend some time on it, you know? Like, the reason I haven't done Patreon content before is because I feel like the amount of time that I want to spend to make it, like, content that is worth purchasing is a lot, you know? Like, I want to put a lot of time into this. Let them have that. But I do plan on writing a sideboard guide for it, because a lot of people have asked me for it. I was talking about that earlier, Fear Symmetry. I don't know. I'd have to kind of think about, like, the thing about splashing a color is you need green on turn 1. Like, green on turn 1 is required, right? You have 8 green 1-drops. So you'd probably have to play Botanical Sanctums, but then Botanical Sanctum is awkward because you have double white cards, so it's... the mana gets really sketchy at that point. I'm sure you could do it, I'm just not sure if you want to. 1, 2, they have 2 riddles in the grave. Collector's Cage, John. Collector's Cage. I'm in a really weird spot where I'm about to miss a land drop, and missing a land drop is game losing in this matchup. I still think I'm not supposed to cast the riddle here, but I just need to draw lands. Yeah, I think I'm dead. I feel like I'm dead if they have a land next turn. Which means maybe I should just jam? I mean, there's 2 riddles in the graveyard. There's a chance they didn't find a third. The only upside of not casting is if they don't play a land next turn, then I can, like, you know, follow suit and hate a land on my turn. I'm just going to go for it, though. Like, if they have a counterspell and an Abuelo's Awakening in hand, I think I'm just, like, kind of cooked. And like I said, they've already gone through... They've milled over 2 riddles, so they may not have a third in hand. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. It's like, you sacrifice a lot in other matchups to splash the third color. Like, you need more pain lands against red, stuff like that. Weirded. John, gifting a sub to Muppet. Thank you for the gifted sub, John. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. maybe they don't have the Abuelo's Awakening, right? Right? Maybe they don't have the Invasion of Arcavios. Alright. Rip Bozo. Rip Bozo. We had the land but took Omni to hand. You can't take lands off of Fallaji. Because what I've determined is that the first person to get the 7 mana wins. Because if you get to 7 and they only have 6, I guess they can double counterspell. But if you get to 7 and they have 5, they can't have double counterspell. So we had the Moment of Truth land. What did I take over the land of the Moment of Truth? I don't remember. I don't remember there being a land on Moment. Maybe there was. Didn't I take Riddle? I feel like I maybe took Riddle over it. I don't remember. I mean, I need that eventually, but not now. Bruv. Interesting. I think I just ditch a land here. It's a little greedy. Okay, it's not that greedy. Omniscience, thank you. Well, those are two pretty good cards to draw. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, that's fine. Discard Riddle. I could get greedy and discard land here, but I don't want to do that. It's not the worst card to draw. I mean, I'm likely just going to discard it if they do this. If they don't Nightmare me, then I could, maybe end step this if I wanted to. Because, given that I'm lower on resources, there is a chance I brick. I don't have multiple draw spells to find the invasion. So I could brick off this. Ding, ding. Yeah, for anybody who missed the Atlanta debrief, we spent the first almost 2 hours talking about the event, all the matches, recovering feature matches. So be sure to check that out. Check the VOD for that if you guys want to check that out. It was really cool going back and watching the feature matches. I guess there's no reason not to cast this, right? Oh, okay. Well, that was easy. That was easy. Search your sideboard. Beep, beep, beep. Beep. Search your sideboard. I am at 6. But again, I could just get a million counterspells, so it shouldn't matter, right? This doesn't matter. Get this. Search your graveyard. Get this. You know the drill. I do this. Go get... Well, hold on a second. Let me think about this. Should I be grasping? So I think in this spot, I actually want to grasp first. Right? Because I can grasp a bunch of counterspells and then pick all of them up. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I think it's right to grasp here first. Just do a bunch of grasping. And then I could, grasp other riddles. Because the thing is, at the end of this chain, I'm only going to be able to get one counterspell, right? The way that I'm understanding this, I think. Yeah, I guess I could just draw with Season. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better, right? It ends up being the same thing. I can just draw with Season, and then once I find enough counter spells, then I can make to... Yeah, okay, that's fair. So we can just go here. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we'll just do that then. I forgot you could just draw cards, and then after you find the counter spells, then make a bunch of tokens. Okay, yeah. Although this is more time-consuming, so there's a chance we can't make enough tokens, depending on the arena clock. So, we'll see. Because I haven't found any... We just need to find invasions or counterspells, right? Bruh. Come on, where's my counterspells? I guess I've already... I milled one invasion, right? No. Okay, that's an invasion, so that gets a counterspell. Search my sideboard. Get negate. Search my graveyard. Yeah, now we should be fine, because now we have 2 invasions. With 2 invasions, it makes it a lot easier. Opponent does enjoy me clicking, huh? They do enjoy me doing the clicks. Graveyard, do this. This is kind of the unfortunate part about playing this deck. It's like, it does require a lot of clicking, right? A lot of clicking. Am I liking the deck? I mean, it's kind of broken, but it's also annoying as hell to play. This. And then here... I don't know why I did that. No, I misclicked. No, it doesn't matter. Well, it kind of does, right? Because I have to find another invasion. Wait, cancel. I could just find an invasion this way. I do have an invasion left, right? Artifacts or not or enchantment. Okay. Wait, hold on. Did I fuck up? Did I mess up? No, we're good. Of course we're fine. This is what happens when you misclick. Alright, I won't misclick this time, alright? 1, 2, this. Copy. I cast Arcavios. Now that I have 4 counters in hand, I can just... I don't need to, like... I don't need to go through multiple invasions. I'm just gonna make tokens. This is kind of a pain in the ass when they make you play it out, though. I will say that. This is kind of a pain in the ass. Graveyard, this. Do this. I'm sorry I'm not reading chat. I'm just trying to click a bunch. I want to make, like, 2 extras, I guess. And then I'll go through chat. Sloop is fine. I mean, honestly, I still haven't roped yet. I've done this combo, like 6 times so far, and I've not roped a single time. So, I mean, the combo's pretty fast, you know? Like, it really doesn't take that much time. It's just, you have to click a lot. Okay, now I get the rope. Alright, I'm good. I'll pass with 12 tokens and 5 counterspells in hand. Choose cards to keep. Counterspell. Counterspell. The rest don't matter. Submit 7. Alright, good luck. Okay. Come on. I like how they instantly conceded. What did you think was going to happen? Oh, man. Tuco CR was here. Nice. Yeah, this deck is sweet. With all the game actions you're taking. So the thing about that, Tuco, is... yes, but once you get to a certain point, I think it's 5 minutes, then you get roped regardless of whether or not you're taking game actions. So. Okay, what was the sideboard played against Pixie? I want to say the last time we did 3 lockdown, And was it 3 lockdown and a get lost for the 4 riddles? Or, yeah, 4 riddles, I think that's what it was. Exercise, get lost, negate. Exercise, get lost, negate 3 lockdown. 4 dispersal, Fallaji battle. Well, that's 1 over, right? 4 dispersal, 1 battle, 1 Fallaji. Exercise, get lost. Oh, 1 exercise, okay. Alright, I'll take your word for it. By the way, Tuco, were you the person who made the sideboard guide? Because I was going to shout out your content, because I know that the sideboard guide was something that, I don't know if it was you that created it or if it was somebody, but if you want to plug your socials, by all means. Well, this hand has a problem, for obvious reasons. This one's better. I think I either put back Invasion or Land. I think it's Invasion, right? Yeah, I want to keep the lands. Absolutely not. No, no, no. Definitely not. Okay. Need to find one of those lockdowns. I played this match against this Pixie on day 2. I played this match against Pixie on day 2, where they had a lockdown in play. I'm gonna play Fallaji this turn. They had a lockdown in play, and underneath their lockdown, they had 2 Storm Chasers talents, 2 of the 1 mana room that raised deads, and like 2. They basically had 6 of their own things under a talent, and there was a spot where they went end phase, rebuy their own temp lockdown, and I was like, shit. That game was kind of wild. All right. Lock him down. Lock him down. Tracker's fine. Cool. Yeah, like I said, I don't know where the sideboard guide is, but if you guys want to go check out Tuco, I'm pretty sure the sideboard guide is some of theirs, on one of their Twitters, so go check them out. It's fine. You know, I had a good run. I can't complain, honestly. Like, I will say, I got insanely lucky basically all of day 1 to even get into the position that I was in. So, the fact that I only played against Sunfall once, and I got absurdly lucky to beat the one Sunfall deck I played against, like, I was playing with house money at that point, and, you know, eventually you're going to get to a point where you run into those Sunfall decks, and I definitely did. I'll say that. I definitely ran into the Sunfall decks on day 2. You can only dodge them for so long. This maybe? And then go here, hold up Prankster. Do I just get lost the Kaido to buy time? Honestly, don't hate that. Yeah, let's do it. Let this buy me a little bit of time. I don't think so, Gabarius, because there's a lot of cards like Picklock Prankster that only finds instant or sorceries. So something like this not being able to find Storm Chaser's talent is kind of awkward. Oh, that's bad. Remember that Get Lost that I had in my hand? Sure wish I didn't cast that Get Lost. Okay, that's at least something. I'm gonna graveyard that. The next turn we can go exercise the rip, play this. It's not a bad turn. Yeah. Streamer cast Get Lost? Oh, he got lost all right. He definitely did got lost. It does, because Prankster says from among the cards. Anytime the word among is on the card, it always works through rip. At least I think. Maybe always is not the best way to put that, but because like the cards are in like a separate zone before they go to the graveyard, or it's weird, but get this rip out of here. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Oh shit, do they have town? Okay, no town, that's good. Well, they do have a 3/3, which is also kind of problematic. I actually think I have to play Fallaji here, right? So I could chump their 3/3. And then hit Omniscience off this. Okay, decline. I mean, that's good. There's no way to turn Invasion into an Omni in the grave in blue-white. There's no way to turn Invasion into an Omni. Oh, like an Entomb kind of thing? Not that I know of. There might be some weirdo card that I'm not thinking of, but I can't think of any. I guess we are still just dead to town, right? Because they just go town, bounce here, hit for 6. So we do that at town. Okay, maybe they don't have a counter spell. Hold. Jakers, thank you for the prime. Dead. Dead. Right, but what we're thinking, Tuco, is there a way, like, is there a card that you can search for off of Invasion that can put Omniscience into your graveyard from your library? That's what we're looking for. I don't think that card exists, though. Not that I can think of. Is it worth the grind ranked, or is it better to play the standard event? It's good to play this. It's good to play the standard events when they are the metagame challenges, but for the most part, I mean, kind of depends. What even is the prize payout for the generic standard events? I don't think they're that good, right? I don't think their prizes are great. Right, yeah. Yeah, 3 packs for 5-0. Yeah, they're not great. They're not great. But it kind of depends, like, you know. I mean, I just like, you know, it depends on how much time you have to play too, because getting to top 250 mythic getting to top 250 mythic certainly has its benefits. But if you're not intending to play a lot, it's hard to get the top 250. So if you have less time, you know, maybe it's better for you to play the events. But I will say, on average, I would say that the metagame in ranked is probably a bit more indicative of the real standard metagame, if that makes sense. Whereas, like, I feel like people do a lot more random shit in the random events. Hey, thanks, Bamsing. I appreciate that. It was a hell of a run. Couldn't quite dodge Sunfall the whole tournament, but I finished 32nd on Breakers. There was 3 X4s that made top 32, and I was one of them. I decided to play the last round. I could have drawn into a guaranteed top 64, but I figured that both me and my opponent, our Breakers were fantastic, and I think there was a very high likelihood of the winner of that match like getting a good shot at top 32, so we decided to play it out, and I think it was right. Do I take a counter spell here? I feel like they're going to cast Rip next turn. The problem is, I actually don't have a payoff, so I can put Omniscience into play. Yeah, I'm just going to take Negate. This is a weird hand. This is a really weird hand. They're going to play Tracker this turn. Yeah, Tracker's kind of rough. I could have just taken Chart of Course and jammed, but I don't think jamming is right there. It's like kind of obvious I have a counterspell too, right? I really hope they just play the Scavenger, because then I can go Lockdown, Hold Up, Negate. I mean, they can just go Scavenger, Hold Up, Counterspell too. I think I'm going up to 3. I only have 1 mana, never mind. I can only do it for 1. Do I just have to lock down anyways? Could also chart, hold up zone, and negate. It's probably just best to cast chart first. See where we go from there. Well, lockdown just doesn't do that much. It only kills this. So it like buys me a little bit of time, but it doesn't kill the tracker, which is kind of a problem. I'm just going to cast chart. Oh, thanks, Tuco. I'll take a look at it in a bit. I appreciate that. Okay, we did find... I mean, I already have an Omni in the graveyard, but... So I guess we're just trying to get to 6 mana, and we get to go Awakening plus Negate. So yeah, we just need an untapped land next turn. Yeah, untapped land would be huge next turn. I feel like I've seen more and more lists play Tracker. I don't know if I would necessarily call it stock, but I have seen it like it is certainly upticking in popularity for sure. I like Tracker a lot in this deck. I think the versions overall that did better in Atlanta had Tracker more than didn't have Tracker. Oh, they're just going to counterspell my negate. Well, that sucks. That really sucks, doesn't it? Was there a way to play around that? I guess not cast the chart. Because now they get rid of 2 Omnisciences, which sucks. Like, I can lock down the Rest in Peace, but I'm down 2 Omnis, which is bad. That's the worst part about Rest in Peace. If it was something like Grafdigger's Cage, where the cards just can't come into play, but you keep them in the graveyard, it'd be a lot easier to beat. Huh. Well, that sucks. Well, fuck me, huh? Beat Blast Zone first? For 2? What does the Blast Zone for 2 do? You want to put a counter on the Blast Zone, you mean? This is not good. This is not good. I did. I only had 1 opportunity to uptick it for 1 counter. Okay, well, they won't play around the 2nd lockdown, and they definitely won't play around the 3rd lockdown. Picklock Prankster. Okay, we have not found the 3rd Omniscience. Maybe it's off this. No. What am I doing with this Blast Zone? If I tick it up to 3, I lose the lockdown. They get 2 Pixies back. I have to keep it on 2, right? Because we know they have Rest in Peace in hand, so I guess just play this and pass. Yeah, this matchup does seem pretty tough. This is, what, the 3rd time I played this matchup? I mean, it's cool if you, like, if you get to discard Omniscience, the Hopeless Nightmare, like, that's pretty good, but if you don't have Omniscience in hand when they cast it, it's kind of tough. And, like, their deck is so aggressive, but also they have good disruption because they have counter spells and nowhere to run to kill your Omniscience. And it's just a lot you have to fight through. I wonder if Abolisher is good in this matchup. It's weird because you don't want to board in Abolisher and Lockdown in the same matchup, but, like, what if we just boarded in Abolisher instead of Lockdown? Because that cuts off all of their nowhere to runs and their counter spells. So at that point, what do they even have? Rest in Peace, that's it. But you could just board in Abolishers and then Answers to Rest in Peace. Maybe that's better than the Lockdown plan. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you don't bring in the lockdowns, you die to these kind of draws. I think I have to do this, right? I just need to find the Omniscience. I don't have a choice. Omniscience. Keep looking. Alright, my turn. What can that get? Not a lot. I have 6 mana. I could free the Fane now. But if I free the Fane now, I can't have mana up after Awakening. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm getting with Invasion. Get Lost, maybe? Yeah, that's true, too. This is brutal. Could, like, temp lockdown, hold up Blast Zone, maybe? I actually don't hate that line. Yeah, we temp lockdown here, trading Prankster for 2 Scavengers. I guess this is... now they can play an enchantment and load up on the tracker in response, which is kind of bad. Okay, they didn't do that. This is fine. And then if they Rest in Peace, maybe we can... Oh, I guess I can't. I don't have enough mana to pop the Blast Zone here. Oh, that's bad too. Okay. Although I guess they can't really bounce anything with this. Yeah, so it's just 2 power. So I think if they cast the Rest in Peace this turn, we just kind of don't have any outs, right? Because their only out, realistically, was Prankster into Omniscience, hope they have nothing and cast this. But if they play the Rip, we can't pop the Blast Zone here. I haven't found a situation where I wanted to flip the Invasion yet, but I'm sure it comes up. I haven't found myself in a position to do that yet. I guess I don't really know how it would come up, though, because, like, in the situations where you're able to flip Invasion, you've already made a bunch of 2/2s, and if you've made a bunch of 2/2s, then your opponent's probably dead, right? Well, here's what I was thinking. I can lock down the 2 Pixies, pop the Rest in Peace, go to 1, and hope that's good enough. Right? Because now I have enough mana to lock down and pop the Blast Zone, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Kill the 2 Pixies, take 2, go to 1, end of turn, pop the Rest in Peace, untap, mill Omniscience, cast this, kill them. I think that's my only plan. Well, that sure messes with that plan, doesn't it? In that case, I guess we are not going to do that. as it turns out. God, they have Tidebender too. That matchup seems abysmal. Exactly. Yeah, I've been trying to post more on B-Sky to get more people over there. It is. It's just completely unusable at this point. I want to keep this hand so bad. We're on the draw. I'm keeping it. Come on. You can't not keep this hand. Come on, right? Like there's always a miss. There's always a. I was gonna say there's always a Meticulous Archive on top, but that is not the case. Who said to keep this hand again? It certainly couldn't have been the streamer. I would never say that. Why did you tell me to keep this hand? There's just infinite bots. There's like a bunch of porn bots. There's a bunch of stake ads. The entire site is just overrun by nonsense. Like, if you scroll through Twitter, no matter, regardless of who you're following, it's just like, it's just all bots. Yeah, true. I could discard Omniscience to hand size. Well, I'm going to, because not by choice, necessarily. Yeah, and it's not going to get any better. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you just have to keep hands like this. I just hope it works out. If you insist. Oh, I got stuff to discard. Don't you worry about that. Plenty of things to discard. Well, this is not good. Did you guys like that? Okay, how many people saw the day one? How many people saw the day one on-camera feature match? Did you guys like that Hopeless Nightmare Wildy Fleege? Did you like that? Yeah, it's all good to go. Enjoy the evening. Thank you for stopping by. I like how I finally got to do the Wiltleaf Fleege thing, and then immediately after that, I missed the Paw Patch triggers. Like, I was too excited that I finally got to Wiltleaf somebody, you know? I was busy pogging. Yeah, I know. I was too excited. I couldn't handle myself. See, what's funny about that is the paw patches that I missed really didn't matter that much. Pansera, thank you for the prime. Yeah, really. I know. I gotta quit. That's my New Year's resolution. I know that it doesn't look like I'm doing that good of a job of it right now, but I really do want to quit. All right, let me peep this sideboard guide that Tuco sent me. By the way, Chad, if you guys want to check out the sideboard guide, I'm gonna check Tuco's. What's this? Team Trecani. Here, I will link you the tweet. If you guys want the sideboard guide for the Omniscience deck, there is a Patreon post in that tweet. Go check it out. Yes, Cyborg guide. All right, Dimir mid on the play. 3 Abolisher, 2 Kitsa. We get to bring in Kitsa. 2 Kitsa. Rona negate. Out. 4 Fallaji. 1 Invasion, 2 Dispersal. Noted. I'm in. You've heard good things about fentanyl? I wouldn't necessarily say that is a good replacement habit. It is a replacement habit, but... we'll ship this. It's keepable, but... get the 6 mana to do Abolisher Battle in a turn? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm gonna put back Invasion. Try to just, like, do a Rona kind of thing. Hey, thanks, Adam. Confounding Riddle. I wonder how many cutdowns they kept in, because cutdown does technically interact with the combo. I mean, if they're going to keep in a kill spell, it's probably cutdown over go for the throat. Okay, that makes sense too. God, duress cutdown would be brutal this turn. Okay, Soulstone. Soulstone Keck. Okay. Discard this, do this, hold up counterspell. Although, I mean, they're probably not going to use their mana. But if not, we can just cast one of these. Abolisher stops activated abilities on your turn? I thought it was only spells. That's kind of crazy. Huh. I guess, technically, I could cast Moment of Truth in response in case there are 3 Omnisciences on top of my deck. Was that worth it? No, because then they can resolve Bat. I'm just going to discard Moment of Truth. Oh, they don't have a land. Well, that's good for me. Do this. Okay, that works. Abuelo? Bro. I have enough riddles. Riddle me this. Yep. Attack and draw 2. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to hold up counter spells. I don't know what I'm trying to counter, but if you want to quit, how about every 100 hits of the vape is a League of Blue-White control? Okay, maybe I don't want to quit that bad. Untap land? Untap land? There we go. And I don't think they have cut down, because they haven't had a priority window. I mean, I was going to go for it anyways. Before they have, before they have counterspell available. Okay, that's good, because now we can just put that into play too. Well, we did brick. We did brick for whatever that's worth. I mean, bricking sucks, but at least we have an Omniscience in play. So how bad? It can't be that bad, right? Yeah, Omniscience is only from your hand. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I want to cast all my spells for free. Detention Sphere and their blue-black deck? Brother, where are my payoffs at? Oh shit, I forgot Kitsa untapped Rhoda. Okay. Hold on. We're still going. I misclicked. Okay. This one. I thought I accidentally clicked on something else. Can I attack? I can attack with the Omniscience. Is it better to draw 2 or Impulse? Or look at top 3 and get 1? I mean, Moment looks at more cards, but Shard is more... I think it's just better to take the Moment, right? I don't need I don't need card quantity. I just need to look at, like, find very specific cards right now. Hand, graveyard bottom. Who dat? Zeriak, thank you for the prime. All right, GG. We did it. We finally did it. We have finally done it. Sideboard. This. Bang, bang. All right. They're off it. Zeriak, thank you for the 10. Do you run 2+ Rips and Esper Pixie? I'm running 0, 1, and wonder if there's any point running only 1. I mean, 1 sounds kind of weird. I think 2 would probably be the number where I would be on. But it also depends on how much of this deck you expect, right? I had when I was testing the Cage deck for Atlanta, I was not playing against a single graveyard deck, and I was not planning on playing against them at all in Atlanta, and I didn't play Rest in Peace in the event. Now, I'm not saying that you should do that too, but again, it kind of depends on how popular, like how much does this deck pick up. We did play a mirror earlier today. Oh yeah, that is pretty funny because of prowess. That is funny. All right, I'm in. Not the most exciting hand. Is it better to keep second archive or passage? No, there's no way. At least I don't think so. Would you look at that? I cast Entomb. Free Entomb. What do you think is the best standard deck at the moment overall? What if I told you the best deck in standard is Celestia Cage? Would you believe me? I mean, Kitsa blocks. I'll cast Kitsa. I really, really do believe in the Cage deck. I think that deck is absurd. And, like, it just doesn't have that many bad matchups. I think Domain is horrendous, but other than Domain, I feel pretty confident against everything else. Can you fix Domain? I mean, I boarded 6 cards that were explicitly only for Domain, and I still lost to them twice. So I don't know, man. It's rough. I think what I'm thinking is that the only way to fix Domain is splash a 3rd color for counter spells, but I haven't figured out what the mana base would look like. Yeah, Invasion was good. Interrupter was terrible. I don't want to play Interrupter anymore. I think I would try 4 Invasion, 2 Cutsil's Flanker. Because, like, Flanker is kind of nice if you extend a bunch, get a big attack in, they tap out for Sunfall, then you just like, okay, make an 8 power Flanker, and that's going to kill them in that one spot if they're tapped out, right? Kind of dead here. I feel like I really have to cast this Kitsa, even though it's not great. Just kind of feels like I need to block. Yeah, I messed up pretty bad against Gray. That game 3, I think. Now, to be fair, given that she ended up having Binding and Sunfall in game 3, I think I was still losing anyways. But that, the line of where I went like Interrupter, her Overlord, and then I had a second Interrupter in hand, but instead of playing the second Interrupter, or holding up second Interrupter, I just played Invasion. I think that was pretty bad. Now, again, given that she ended up having Sunfall and Binding, I don't think I had any outs anyways, but that play was bad. There was also a situation game 1 where I chose to sacrifice Malira to save Restless Prairie instead of dealing an extra 4 damage because I was deadly afraid. Like, I just had the read that she had Sunfall. That play, I think, was also bad. I think I was maybe supposed to just like, let the Prairie die, hit for 4, go from there. Peacekeeper is legal, yeah. I mean, I'm just dead, right? Maybe they don't have spells. It's possible my opponent does not have spells. Oh, look, they had a spell. That's not good. Could be. Yeah, Peacekeeper is probably better than Interrupter. Right. And it also kind of works with Invasion, right? Because if you Invasion a Sunfall, it costs 7. And then if you also Peacekeeper the Sunfall, it costs 9. Now, the problem with Peacekeeper is they can just go end of turn Binding, untap Sunfall, right? Where they can't really do that with Invasion, because even if they kill the Invasion, their Sunfall still costs 7. So it is much worse than much worse against Sunfall in that regard. All right, this deck was cool, but I kind of want to try something else. That was fun, for sure. Definitely a lot of fun.